Hello everyone, my name is Blvd and welcome to the World Ender Seasonal Tournament. I understand there might be some new faces in the audience this evening, folks that are checking out Legends of Runeterra for the first time. You want to see what the game's all about. Do they play more than 4 tournaments a year? Are there prize pools for each of those tournaments? There are. Now, if you fit that description and you want to get started off on the right foot, let me catch you up to speed on everything that has happened so far in the 2023 competitive year. That's right, you've missed nothing. In fact, you're a little early. We're still waiting on our competitive roadmap for the year, as well as additional information on rotation, but we do have a general idea of when it's all going to be happening. Soon. But at present, the information is a little scattered, so we're going to show you some of the snippets that we have from Legends of Runeterra game designer Ruben Zhu.
Like right now, we have the seasonal tournaments, but those only happen, every 2 or 3 months, right? And I think having more bite-sized ways to have that competitive feeling and to have the sort of like, oh, I'm playing for something more than just the number of my ladder rank is going to be really important to get players to keep playing. So I think, yeah. So in 2023, it's going to be definitely a year of like experimentation and transition in terms of what we can do competitively. Starting off, we do still have the World Ender Seasonal, and I'm happy to announce that part of this year is actually going to be simplifying the paths to Worlds. So instead of having seasonal points and ranked points and top 4s, we're just going to have points and we're just going to have direct invites. And in the World Ender Seasonal, the winners from each shard will qualify directly into the World Final. So yeah, it's going to be kind of really spicy tournament because that's a lot on the line right away. Beyond that, in terms of what we're doing the rest of this year, is kind of setting up that system so that it can, have our path to Worlds. So basically, what we're going to start to do is we're just going to transition into a new tournament system, and the main things that we're doing to change are going to be, things that we heard from players, like wanting to just be able to have more opportunities to play competitive. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that. So what we're doing is we are launching the beta season directly after the World Ender Seasonal Tournament. So the World Ender Seasonal Tournament got kind of, we moved it up because we think that the best choice here is to sort of get did the hot fix, have sort of a patch for the 6E World Ender Tournament. That, of course, again, just to reiterate, it's going to have direct qualifications to the World Final, not Worlds, not World Qualifiers, but the World Final, which maybe we can talk about that on another podcast, what that might look like. So definitely get ready for that. And then we're going to transition into a beta season. So starting in February, there's going to be daily rumbles and Runeterra Opens. And what that'll do is there'll be a completely new reward track. Definitely check that out. Really important here is like getting y'all feedback. Like, it's a beta. We're gonna figure out what formats players like. We want to figure out, hey, are the timing windows right? Like, is this too many games? How does the reward track feel?
Now, if you're hungry for more, you can use command !Ruben in chat now to get a link to the full 18-minute interview, which is itself a snippet of a longer interview that will be released later once some of the discussed topics are made more public. I know, I do. I'm as in the dark as you are. Ruben left me on red. But let's talk about this event, the Seasonal, where the top 700 Masters players, as well as 324 Last Chance Gauntlet Prime Gloriers, have whittled us down to the first top 32 of the year after an intense 9 rounds of Swiss. There's also $20,000 up for grabs, with the winner walking away with a cool 5 figures, as well as, for the first time, a direct invite into the World Finals, where last year's champion Aragorn eagerly awaits some competition. But before we can look to the future, we must address the present. And the matter at hand is that our top 32 are all ready and waiting, locked and loaded, prepared to put it all on the line for the title of champion. And so I shan't keep them or you waiting any longer. So to guide you through all of today's action, I now toss it over to Skarzig and present day Blvd. All right, everyone, today I'm going to be sitting down and answering some of your most asked questions as they pertain to Legends of Runeterra. Now, I want to remind everyone that I am not a Riot employee, I am not a representative of the Legends of Runeterra team, I am simply a community member hoping to help spread some information. So, for the first one we have, is Legends of Runeterra dead? You guys are really coming for my neck on this one, like right out of the gate. It's a Friday night. Do you think I'd be sitting here doing this if Legends of Runeterra was a dead game? But on a more serious note, no. By pretty much any metric by which you measure whether or not a game is dead, no. I mean, the devs are obviously still supporting it. We're getting new content. We've got an entire year mapped out for competitive. Very excited about the future. The only metric by which you would ever see someone judge, like, is a game dead? And they'd say yes, is like, did my favorite streamer stop playing it? In which case, your favorite streamer should be Majin Bay anyway. So even that one doesn't really hold up in court. On to the next one. Is Legends of Runeterra pay to win? I was actually tweeting a while ago about how I can't spend any money on Legends of Runeterra. Like, I've had $30 sitting in my account for forever. There's no secondary market, so like every champion card costs the same. A wild card, 300 coins, whatever you want. Same thing with the epics. It's one of the most free-to-play friendly games out there, and you don't get a significant advantage by paying. You would get cards a little bit faster like you would in any other game, but the really cool thing about LOR is that you can just pay for the card that you want, right? Like, you're not buying a pack. If you want Jinx, you can straight up just buy Jinx with money if you want. But you can also just spend a wildcard on it, and the wildcard acquisition is very, very good, especially for new players, so absolutely, absolutely not. This third one, oh man, I really screwed up the papers here. Is Legends of Runeterra good? I mean, I like it. I think it's... Who Googles that? What do you expect to find? Like, are you going for the Google Play reviews? Because Gems, Caster Gems on Twitter, the whole lot of one-star reviews from the Google Play Store about Legends of Runeterra that you could check out if you really wanted to, so give that a shot. Is Legends of Runeterra down? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Given the context under which I am shooting and airing this little skit, I really, really hope not. We're in the middle of, like, I don't know where I'm putting this in the show. Is it the top 4? Is it the top 8? If Legends of Runeterra is down, we have problems that I cannot solve because, as previously mentioned, it is Friday night and I am Blvd. Not even Friday night, I lied about that part. And finally, is Legends of Runeterra canon? Okay, now this is a good question, because they backtracked on it. Originally, LOR was canon. They came out and they were like, yeah, everything's canon. And then people were like, hey, why are there poros in every region? I thought they were just supposed to be a Freljord thing. But no, we have poros in Ionia, in Piltover, in Bandle City even, which I don't think poros are supposed to be get to able. So the answer is most of it. Like 95% of LOR is canon, which is really cool because there's some great interactions.
Reporting in!
What the is that?
So to answer your question, it's like 95% canon. And then, spice things up, figured I'd answer some of your most asked questions about me, Blvd. So first up here, we have, is Blvd, you can tell I did this myself, I'm not really an arts and crafts person. Is Blvd of Broken Dreams clean? I'm gonna be honest with you. And to answer this question, am I clean? I'm as dirty as you want me to be, baby. And, we'll keep it short. We'll only do like a couple. Is Blvd French? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. No, I'm not French. Oh, what's this? We have found another piece of paper with some Google questions on it. What is it? Is Blvd single? As a matter of fact, Anyway, back to the action. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Blvd's Back Alley Bar. Now, I know what you're thinking, setup has changed a little, damn Pilty's raised the price of rent again, so we're back in the old studio, but the content's gonna keep rolling because it's very important that I get you guys this week's episode, because last week I showed you all how to make your own shimmer, and a lot of you started saying, the recipe was very complicated. You'd rather just do store-bought, but then I got a lot of comments saying, oh, I can't find store-bought. That's because it's an illegal substance, guys, and you don't have Boulevard's Bilgewater black market connections. But if you did manage to follow the recipe and make it at home, this week we are talking storage and consumption, because this is not your average drink, guys. No, this is a very special drink. So let's talk storage. First, I have it here in the freezer because it is just easier to work with as a solid. I'm just kidding. This is a highly volatile substance. You didn't think that a conventional freezer could go ahead and solidify this, did you? No. As you can see, it is still very liquidy. And I know what you're thinking. Boulevard, why is it in this odd container? It's a drink, right? Yes, it is. But it's very important that you store your shimmer in a microwave-safe container. Why? Because it contains microwaves, right? That's science, folks. So when we're talking about serving up shimmer, again, you can't just pour it over the rocks like you could a nice scotch or something. No, it's very different. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a stainless steel mug. That's important. And ideally, one with a locking top, because you do not wanna let shimmer oxidize for too long, maybe about 5 minutes tops. And while we're on the topic of things that you don't want to do with shimmer, you don't want to let it reach about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So fridge or freezer, either one works, but do not leave it in a cool, dry place, as that will likely get to about 75 Fahrenheit, and then there will be consequences. So I am going to get a funnel, because if I spill a single drop of this, we can kiss this setup goodbye. I'm gonna take you guys over to the sink here just in case I do spill. I don't wanna lose the whole place. So the first thing you're gonna do is put on some gloves. Now this part is not mandatory, but I do highly recommend it, as again, we're just dealing with a very volatile substance here, guys. Definitely not something you wanna be messing around with. Then, gonna very slowly, you don't wanna spook it now, open up the shimmer. And then, want to make sure, some of that is condensation, but even if the condensation is mixed with shimmer, oh boy, you might have a nightmare on your hands here. So, gonna slowly pick this up, just right through the funnel. That, a little bit more. I'm a level 4 drinker, guys, a level 5 on a good day, so I think I could handle, you know, a good amount of shimmer. So, let's get that funnel out of there. Let that sit directly in. Let's see if we can get a shot here of how much is in there. Yeah, as you guys can see, it's a good amount. You know, a nice little time we've got lined up here. And then I'm gonna pop the lid on. Wanna, yeah, get all the, make an airtight seal, and then make sure that it is closed. And good to go. So that right there is about 2.5 servings. Now the cool thing about shimmer is that it's very, very calorie dense. This small amount here, this is about shot and a half maybe, contains about 15,000 calories, and honestly, only about 20 grams of protein. So you could throw in a scoop of protein powder if you want, but honestly, I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference, because it's just a very, very dense drink. This is not a beginner drink. This is a level 5 drink, guys. A level 5. I know we've never had one on the show before, but shimmer absolutely crushes the bar on that one. So let's talk consumption. Where do you enjoy shimmer? What kind of cocktail are you gonna make with it? First of all, do not mix this with anything. Don't even put it over the rocks. Do not mix it with water. Do not mix it with water. This is something that you just have to drink straight, and it's really the only way to consume shimmer, which is fine because it tastes great once you get past the aftertaste, which you will be feeling for a while, if you remember it, because shimmer, like I said, not a very recreational drink. What you want to do, the best way that I have found to consume this beverage, is on a Friday afternoon, you want to book a plane to anywhere. Really doesn't matter where. You're not going to remember anyway. Then on the plane there, throw it back. Take your shot of shimmer. And the next thing you're going to do is wake up at your desk on your lunch break on Monday. Right? It's crazy how this stuff works, guys. Now, I've done it a couple of times. Every single time, probably the best weekend of my life. Probably. But I gotta say, it is not for the faint of heart. It is not something that you should make a habit of. This is like a once in a blue moon drink, guys. Remember, level 5 drink, once in a blue moon. You do not want to get addicted to this stuff because it is very possible. Now, I am going to go ahead and throw back my shot of this, and then I will see you all next time. Man, that is it's a very pleasant taste, a very pleasant aroma. Remember, do not sniff this stuff. You don't want to like open it and sniff it around. This is not a wine. You don't want to aerate it. Again, do not let it oxidize for more than 5 minutes. Do not let it reach above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna pop this back in the freezer before we have a little accident here at the back alley bar. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for... it is fast acting, guys. Really fast acting. I am already starting to feel the effects of it. So we are gonna go ahead and cut this one off here because I've got a long weekend ahead of me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time here on Boulevard's Back Alley Bar.